Hello, my slinkies. I'm your host, Super John Bombo 2, and today we're going to be doing some Bloons Super Monkey 2 action. Woohoo! So we've got to show off the missile launcher. I haven't done any missile action whatsoever in the entire history of the game, until I just started testing it out just a few games ago. So I kind of have a pretty reasonable understanding of how good it is and everything, but I want to show you guys. And this will help you decide if you want to get it for your Super Monkey, if you think it's going to be a good addition to your Super Monkey, because we all have different styles of gameplay and everything, and it might not be good for everybody. So for the arm, this is kind of interesting. Actually, this is the epic upgrades. What am I doing? I want to go to the missile launcher over here. The missile launcher! So, for just regular cannons and everything, I mean, it seems like it always just gets better and better. Firing speed, projectile speed, fires 2 missiles, increased damage, extra moves, and extra to mob and boss damage. So, it sounds really, really good, and it sounds like it's going to be really, really good against these bosses, but you also have to think that you're only shooting a few projectiles at a time, and even though it might do more damage per missile and everything, it might not actually do as much damage as the darts and things like that. I haven't really tested it out, but we have to have some fun with it. So, of course, we're going to stick with the same upgrades we normally do, the laser for the middle and the darts for the arm, but of course we're going to use the left arm this time. This is left-armed missiles. Now, for the epic upgrade, this is called the Sidewinder Ace, which is continuous fire, high damage to mob and boss balloons, and Super Hornet becomes your wingman. So, all of that sounds freaking amazing. We better get in the game. Let's just pop into the game over here. The only thing that I do want to mention, though, is that this level does have a lot of black balloons. This is my test level. It's a really good level because it has a lot of group balloons that move kind of slowly, so we can see how good everything is, instead of just things flying all over the place and we can't really tell how good our weapons are. But that might make this sort of a weakness. This level be like a weakness to the cannons. Usually you have 2 other really good upgrades that are going to kind of counteract your weakness, but in this case, I'm just not sure how it's going to go. So the missiles, how are they doing? I mean, they shoot pretty fast, they're doing a pretty reasonable amount of damage and everything. Again, I think the fact that these black balloons are sort of our weakness is causing most of the issues. You can tell once we hit to the white balloons, it's like no big deal whatsoever. So what I want to do is I also want to test this out on the other levels. I want to test it out on like a ceramic level and see how it plays into our missiles being good or not. Honestly, not sure if it's going to be good or not. But from what I've seen so far, again, it's sort of weak against these black balloons, and maybe their weakness is just too powerful to outweigh their strength, which is, of course, grouped balloons. When you have big, crazy amounts of group balloons, and that's another thing, maybe you don't want to use this on these lower level levels. Maybe you don't want to use it on level 10 and 12 and 15. Who cares about those levels? Those are easy, man. Use darts on those guys. But once we get to those big, chunky ceramic levels, that's when it can start to be a little bit different. Start to play a little bit different. Maybe we should start using these missiles way out more often, or maybe even just on the boss levels, just use them then. So if you haven't noticed, the Moab Maulers are really, really big and yellow. Yes, they are. Those are the ones that do more damage to Moabs and boss balloons. Then every once in a while, you're going to see these big purple Moab Maulers coming out, and those are obviously quite odd, right? We're like, what the heck is that, man? I've never seen anything like that. Sometimes you'll see purple missiles, sometimes you'll see purple Moabs. Those right there. And basically all they are is they're the special things that we bought with our blue blobs. You'll see that a lot of things happen that way. You're going to see things that shoot very, very quickly. You'll see a lot of them, a lot of purple things popping out. Things that don't happen that often, you won't see that many purples coming out. And for example, today, we don't see that many purples coming out, even though the missiles actually are pretty reasonably common. Now, what it seems like, to me, it seems like the Moab Maulers are independently shooting from the missiles. It's based on timing, and the Moab Maulers come out obviously less often than the missiles, but they fire independently. You'll notice every once in a while that the Moab Assassin will pop out with a missile as well, and you get, double popping power. Does that really matter all that much? Not really, but it's just kind of fun to note / fun to know. Maybe it'll play into your game just a little bit. So we get some crappy upgrades over here, storm shots and a crappy blob magnet. Nobody cares about those guys. Now I want to test this guy out on level 46 as well. That's kind of my good testing level. I've tried it on around 47 as well, but I like 46 a little bit better because it's just so many more grouped balloons. And they move a little bit faster and everything. I don't know why, I just like it a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to, of course, test out against these guys. You can tell the missiles do crazy amounts of damage to ceramic balloons. I'm not doing pretty much anything else. Like, I have no other popping power besides just these missiles, and they are annihilating these guys. So the group balloons, the group ceramics, Man, oh man, they are strong. And also, to me, it almost looks like the missiles, never mind. It almost looked like the missiles were hurting the zebras, maybe somehow with, like, some, random stuff that could hurt zebras. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like their frag bombs or something can hurt those guys. It doesn't seem like it's working that way, but just maybe. There is some possible way that they can pop those zebras. It's very hard to tell. Very, very hard to tell with all the stuff that you have currently. Now, we've talked about this cannon over here, but what about the epic upgrades? Let's check out this guy. This is our Sidewinder special ability, super mega popping power guy. What is he doing right now? Obviously, he's shooting a bunch of extra missiles, basically almost doubling our popping power. Doesn't last all that long, lasts a reasonable amount of time, but does obviously help out a lot, for sure. Now, the cooldown. How is the cooldown looking? Pretty reasonably quick as well. I'd say it's about as quick as the Dart Monkey epic, which, if I'm not mistaken, might be the... No, I don't think it's the fastest in the game, but you can tell against this guy, man. Woo! Just rock those things. Even against shield balloons. Shield balloons are kind of strong, though. I don't know. Shield balloons aren't really that easy to take down. In fact, they just tanked a Moab assassin or a Moab Mauler right there. Just didn't even get popped by anything with those guys. It's kind of crazy to think about. So it seems like the shield balloons are kind of like the worst thing for your missiles. Also, when you have fast-moving balloons like this, the fast-moving balloons, you just can't hit them with your missiles. Like, it's like lagging. It's lagging when they shoot out. By the time they actually get there, it's just not usually that good. So anyways, I'm just going to use all of my upgrades here because I want some extra blue blops. Just going to kind of see what the heck's going on. We got all this cool stuff over here. Whoop! Shoop-diddy, whoop-diddy-loop. And we get a lot of extra blue blops and everything, but you can tell the Sidewinder missile is decent. So, just to kind of recap really quick, the missiles are okay, but you're definitely going to need something that can pop black/zebra balloons. Definitely get a Juggernaut, or definitely have the energy weapon for your core upgrade, or just something that can pop the black balloons. Definitely need that. Maybe even a Boomerang. Boomerang's actually a pretty good combo. Boomerang cannon would be a nice combo to have. Group popping power plus accuracy. Always a good combo to have. And then as far as the epic upgrade goes, you guys could see just with a few times of using that guy, it's basically like doubling your cannon stuff. That's pretty much what it does. It shoots out an extra few missiles every once in a while, and he's kind of just your partner in crime. You shoot extra missiles and you pop extra balloons. Still weak against blacks and zebras and stuff like that. So, if this guy is your type of guy, make sure you're using him in a good combination, because by himself, he is not that good. And I want to point that out, that it might seem like we did a really, really bad job today, and we did absolutely awful. We still got bronze, which is much better than the mage upgrade, I might add. Wink, wink. Still got bronze, and we didn't have anything else to really support the cannon, or support the bombs, which is a pretty big necessity. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you press the like button, and have a super duper delicious day.